I completely forgot if I've ever done a video like this, but basically last year there was the Standard Chartered Marathon bus diversion, right? So 2014's closed roads, they were different from 2024's closed roads were different from 2025's closed roads. So what I'm showing you right now is 2024's, which is last year's. Because these roads open gradually, like one after the other, and not basically progressively, and not them opening all in one shot. That's the reason why they didn't really do diversion diagrams, like the route diagrams for like every individual service. So this is where we actually have to like figure it out ourselves. Like basically the only way for all of us to actually know is to ask someone from Go Ahead Singapore who was managing the diversions for 518 last year and not this year, to see it, to basically access the documents that are given to the bus captains, like the route diagrams that they give to the bus captains so that they know which route to divert via. Because I saw the paper diagrams, like it was printed on a piece of like paper, and then the 502 bus captain SMRT, they referred to that diagram. So I'm pretty sure 518 would have similar diagrams for different time frames. So Bayfront Avenue opened at 1:15 p.m. Just check the bus stops that have 518 written on it. And just to confirm, opposite the Ritz Carlton, 502 and 518 skipped that bus stop up till 1:15 p.m. So again, it's completely fine if you've forgotten the order in which the roads actually opened, like what road opened up at what time. But on the day itself, and I think this goes for like all diversions in general. It's like usually they would tend to open. Um, I think it's like sometimes they would open like minutes before the scheduled opening time. In rare cases, like 30 minutes to an hour before the scheduled opening time, they've they've done everything, they've cleared the road of all their stuff, and then it could open early, right? So yeah, sometimes even like 1 hour before the scheduled time, the roads could have opened already. But this is just generally. So Ritz Carlton X, and then Bayfront. Take note, this is 1:15 p.m. Now you gotta check Temasek Boulevard. You only check the bus stops that have 518 written on it. So 10:30 before 10:30 a.m. 518 didn't call this bus stop, and then you check Temasek Avenue after Promenade Station. This one, the same thing. So if we mark it on the map, X, X, 10:30 a.m. So this seems to suggest that the 518 Sims Avenue Sims Way diversion happened before 10:30 a.m. On that day itself, literally every single bus enthusiast was being distracted by the opening of Buangkok ITH, and pretty much nobody gave a shit about the diversions except me. But I'm just one person. I'm not able to finish all of them, and unfortunately, I missed the 518 diversion, and I only realized it after I took a close look at the diagrams and the bus stop skipped table again. Then I realized, oh shit, I missed the 518 one. Because on that day itself, I had to do 30, which is Sims Avenue, Sims Way, Mountbatten Road, Old Airport Road. And then I had to do 502, I had to do 400 as well. it was just way too much for one person to handle everything. And this is why you don't take these for granted. Okay, in short, 1:15 p.m., right? This seems to suggest that at 1:15 p.m., 518 basically returned to its original route, except that it didn't go here. It pretty much just used the slip road. Actually, I'm not sure, but you get the idea. And at this point in time, I wasn't really sure if the road had opened or not. Or maybe, how do I put this? Or maybe this thing used 518's old route. Or even something as crazy as like Still Road. Jalan Yunos, PIE, Bedok North Road. See, you could guess a lot of things, but here's the thing. How do you know that it's not Still Road, it's not Bedok South Avenue 1? And basically the evidence is, once again, the evidence is all here. Before 1:15 p.m., there is absolutely no way that 518 would have gone Bayfront Avenue. And likewise for this as well. Then you check 10:30 a.m. This and this as well, 10:30 a.m. So let's just focus on 10:30 a.m. Again, I completely forgot if this road, basically Republic Boulevard, Ophir Road, ECP, this slip road into ECP. I completely forgot if how would you put it? I completely forgot if this road had already opened by 10:30 a.m. But essentially what this means is that you could still go via ECP. It's just you're not able to travel along the leftmost lane basically. So you're obviously not able to enter via Ophir. You could still go via ECP. And you're not able to use the Fort Road exit, which means 30 had to be diverted elsewhere. Like 30 had to be diverted like this, and then to like this, and then Mountbatten. Yes, Old Airport Road. And I know this because I've actually rode Service 30 on the day of the diversions last year, 1st December. So again, it was day 2, not day 1. Everything that I'm talking about right now is year 2024, day 2, which was 1 December. So yeah. So you're not able to exit via Fort Road. You could still go straight. I forgot if you're able to do this, but it seems to suggest that again, before 1:15 p.m., there was no 518 doing this. And basically based on 10:30 a.m., you know that 518 actually went inside Temasek Boulevard and then Avenue. This part has already opened. It seems like a continuous stretch. Again, these marathons are like, it's not just one big marathon. There are like mini marathons as well. So again, I completely forgot which one had opened or which one remained closed or anything. But again, this and this. There is a possibility that like 518 basically diverted the same way as 36. That's one thing. Whether it went here or whether it went like Still Road or Bedok South Avenue 1, I have no idea. But the fact that 518 only, again, we only know so much information. All that we're given is that this part is still being shut, and then 518 seemingly called this area. I mean, it called this area and seemingly probably went up when Ophir Road was to ECP was no longer blocked. The alternative is basically like this, like this. Nickel Highway is blocked, right? So you go via Beach Road instead. But if Nickel Highway isn't blocked, you could actually just go like this and then go up SIMS, what you would call that? Nickel Highway KPE, which is underneath SIMS Road. So yes, Beach Road, this is possible. This is also possible as well if the roads have opened by then. Like basically just Nickel Highway and KPE for 10:30 a.m. It's either this or this. But again, it really depends on whether the roads have actually opened or not, and I completely forgot. Now I've yapped for like 10 minutes already. What about before 10:30 a.m.? It didn't go Temasek Boulevard, it didn't go Temasek Avenue, obviously it didn't go Bayfront. Like if I were to show you on the map, so basically this is blocked. I mean, technically you could have still served like Raffles Boulevard, just to call one stop Temasek Boulevard like this. You could technically do this. You could technically do this as well. But then you see one problem. Based on the diagram, it looks like this portion of like Temasek Boulevard and Avenue is blocked. What I mean is that, like, you know, the roundabout, the marathon, it basically went like this. So when you have something like this, and then it means that your 518 couldn't do this. You know, I mean, I'm just talking about like if this part wasn't blocked, if it was just like this small portion of Temasek Avenue being blocked, then yes, 518 could have done this or could have done this. But now that you know that this part is blocked, how do I put it? 107M could still pass in a way. But before, what was the time again? As you can see, Suntec Tower 2, 107M, it's up till 10 a.m., which this alone is evidence that, and then you have to check Temasek Avenue as well. Hold on. Yes, Temasek Avenue. 10 a.m. is the same thing. This one, over here. Again, based on this diagram, this portion of like Rochor Road, there is a lane closure, and obviously, based on Temasek Avenue, Boulevard, and Rochor Road, right? And then like this. This was the way how the reason why 107M wasn't able to exit via Rochor Road. Then you check Beach Road, Shaw Towers for 107M, first bus to 10 a.m. Shaw Towers is this bus stop, so 107, because the marathon went like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, right? So 107M definitely skipped Shaw Towers, obviously. So one way 107M could have been diverted is basically, there's like Lavender Street, Kallang Road, oh shit, Lavender Street, Kallang Road, Jalan Sultan, Beach Road, Rochor Road, North Ridge Road, Middle Road, and then Beach Road again. And then from there on, I think it's... Okay, wait, you need to check Raffles Boulevard. You see Raffles Boulevard, it only states 36, and it only states 97. This bus stop, there is no 107M written on it, which means that 107M still called this bus stop. Because the thing is, if Raffles Boulevard was skipped, 107M would pretty much have just looped at Nickel Highway, like Bras Basah Road, Nickel Highway, Stamford Road, and Beach Road. It would have just looped like this. But since Raffles Boulevard it's still called, it pretty much either went like this or it went via Ritz-Carlton. But obviously didn't call it because 107M doesn't call Ritz-Carlton, right? Opposite. So it's either Raffles Boulevard or Temasek Avenue. Raffles Boulevard, Raffles Avenue, or Temasek Avenue. Again, I do know this because when I tried to film the 107M diversion, it had already ended early. Because I came from service 30, I think I took like Circle Line to reach Esplanade or something. And I wasn't able to like Esplanade, right? Yeah, I wasn't able to like reach in time. So I will never know if 107M. This one is like a lane closure instead of like a road closure. So I don't know if 107M diverted via Temasek Avenue or diverted via Raffles Boulevard, Raffles Avenue. Again, because everybody was so distracted by Buangkok ITH opening, nobody actually went to film 107M diverting, which sucks. So yeah, either this or this, and then it would basically divert via like this, like this, and Beach Road. Just continue like this, skipping Rochor Road entirely. So this is one way that you figure out 107M. So now that we know that, I mean, I kind of sidetracked a little bit, but now that we know that 107M, the way it diverted, and also the fact that this one is 1:15 p.m. These two are 10:30 a.m. So again, it's not possible for 518 to enter this area before 10:30 a.m. I mean, the diversion could have ended earlier, but you can just take it that before 10 o'clock, 518 didn't even go inside this area. Only 107M, it either went inside like this or like this, as I've explained, but 518, it wasn't present here, wasn't present here, wasn't present here at all. So knowing this information, there is still one more piece of information that we need to determine the actual diversion route of 518 before 10:30 a.m. And that is to check the existence of 518 at Raffles Hotel. Because as you can see, Bras Basah Road, Raffles Hotel, 14 and 16, I think the same for this year as well. 14 and 16 actually skipped it. It goes like Victoria Street instead of like Beach Road for the diversion towards the eastbound direction. This means that 502, 518, they still called Raffles Hotel last year during the diversion day 2. Then you might be asking, why is this important? This will basically determine if 518 went via Victoria Street or went via Beach Road before 10:30 a.m. So we already know that it cannot be Victoria Street because it's still called Raffles Hotel. So the only possible route is basically through Beach Road for 518. Again, take a look at the red lines. So Orchard Road, Bras Basah Road, right? The last stop would be Raffles Hotel, and then Beach Road. In some occasions, 518 actually diverts via Ophir Road, like Beach Road, Ophir Road, and like this. But you have to realize that before 10:30 a.m. for sure, because Temasek Boulevard, Temasek Avenue, 36 is being walled off. 518 is also being walled off from using Raffles Boulevard, Republic Boulevard, and then onto ECP. So before 10:30 a.m., this wasn't possible at all. So whatever happens to 518 is going to happen to 36 as well. And the list of bus stops skit basically helps you to prove it. So obviously it's not Ophir at all. The only possible suggestion based on this, by the way, the blockage at Beach Road is actually westbound. So eastbound, you could still go via Beach Road like this. And what happens after Beach Road? Crawford Street. It makes no sense for either of them to use Lavender Street. So what's the only other solution? Kallang Road, Sims Avenue. So again, I'm going to go back to this map. Okay, I need to shift it up. Okay, so here we go. Last stop. Block, block, block. Bayfront is also blocked. Ophir Road, basically this slip road, like basically over here, this slip road from Ophir Road, I should say here and here as well, both are blocked. So this is the reason why on that day itself, 48 had to divert, 12E had to divert, 36 518 also had to divert. Basically, whatever's along Ophir Road, in essence, like this service, this service, this service, this service, all four services had to divert. I managed to catch 48 along Sims Way and Mountbatten Road. Because for 48, okay, what am I saying? Sorry. I saw 48. You know, 48 actually exits from like Tanjong, Katong, Road South, right? But I saw 48 along, with video proof by the way, along Mountbatten Road, Simsway Mountbatten Road. It definitely came from Simsway and Mountbatten Road because Nickel Highway is blocked. So yes, I've confirmed this myself. You could confirm 36 and 518 through uh, deduction, and 12E through deduction as well. But I think 12E, by the time 12E actually starts its PM peak trips, I think Ophir Road might have been opened already. So I forgot if this thing was ever affected by it or not, I would say. Yeah, I completely forgot. Whereas in the opposite bound, uh, it seems like 12E might be normal because Rochor Road, it was mainly just a lane closure. It's not even like a full road closure. So 12E 48, they could still use Rochor Road in the other direction, if I'm not mistaken. But then again, okay, I think this one here, it actually refers to like the slip road and not like ECP in general. Because if you actually block ECP, that means you would cause great inconvenience to like MC, KP, ECP as well. Again, I don't really know what this part of the diagram means, but I assume 12E and 48E, the westbound side, Rochor Road side was like normal. Again, this is the confusing part because you have to like dig through last year's stuff and then you need to be like, oh, what is this? This is East Coast Park Service Road, and then this lane has been closed, this slip road has been closed. But to be honest, I think for the 8 and 12E, you could take it as normal. And it's only the Ophir Road side that got blocked. Again, sorry for sidetracking, but basically, 36 and 518. I mean, even when I sidetrack, there is a reason why I'm doing so. It's because you guys need to have a full. You guys need a full explanation on why it cannot be this route or cannot be that route. That's just how proving and deduction works. So every single one of these didn't go Ophir Road, right? So essentially, Didn't go here, didn't go here, didn't go here, didn't go Bayfront, didn't go Ophir Road as well. So Bras Basah Road, Orchard Road, Bras Basah Road. Last stop, Raffles Hotel before the express sector. Beach Road like this. Go all the way to the end because when you want a route to divert, it has to be easy for like bus captains to even be able to understand. Crawford Street. And keep in mind, this is before 10:30 a.m. So if you really wanted to film 518 last year on the second day, that day itself, you needed to board 518 really, really early so that before 10:30 a.m. I think by the time I filmed 502, the 518 had no longer done the diversion route. It was like around like 11 a.m. Because I remember I did service 30, then I did like, what did I do? Yeah, I did service 30. I went to check 107M. I wasted my time. And by the time I reached like Orchard, because I think I was like uploading my video at like some McDonald's or something. Even if I rushed, I wouldn't have been in time for the 518 diversion based on the route that I took. And honestly, if I were to turn back, if I could turn back time, I would have gone to like Bedok North Road or something, and then I would have just ridden 518. But then again, my service 30 diversion via Victoria Street, Kallang Road, Sims Avenue, Sims Way, Mountbatten Road, Old Airport Road. I think that one is more precious because this time round you're not able to do that anymore because the road blockages have changed. And this year 30 actually diverted via Victoria Street and Ophir Road ECP. If the Ophir Road ECP exit isn't blocked in any way, because you know right, Keppel is blocked, and therefore MCE ECP would be blocked as well. I mean for service 30, so you have to go via Ophir. So technically, even though I missed like the 518 diversion last year, I was in compensation. I managed to get the service 30 diversion via uh, via here, here, and here. Service 30. So in comparison, 14 and 16 were like, okay, 14 was like this, and 16 was like this. This was 14, this was 16. I could even say service 30 as, oh my god. Sorry. 16 and 30 were via here. And then you could say 14, 48, quote unquote 12E, 36 as well. So again, I'm very sorry that this area is quite cramped, but essentially the diversion route was that, what you call it? Oh my god, why am I not drawing it properly? I'm sorry. Like this. Okay. 16, 14, 30. Okay, I shouldn't say 36, I'm sorry. I'm gonna use a different color, like, cause this one definitely went via Raffles Hotel. Okay, like this. Crawford Street. 16 went via, oh no, what am I doing? 36 called Raffles Hotel. 16 skipped it. 36 again, based on this, 36 didn't call this bus stop until 10:30 a.m. So before 10:30 a.m., 36 went via here, and like this. Okay, by the way, 36, I mean like this. This is one set. You know what? Screw it. Old Airport Road, 16 and 30. And then I should put it here instead. 36, which called Raffles Hotel 1448. I really need to improve on my diagram drawing skills because I suck massively. This, and this. 36 went here. Okay, you guys get it right. Like 14, 48, 16, and 30, they all originated along Victoria Street, Kallang Road. 36 actually went Basah Road, Raffles Hotel, Beach Road, Crawford Street, and then like this. And 36, 14, 48, it continued down Mountbatten, and 16 and 30 went into Old Airport Road. Again, sorry for the sidetrack. 518 Orchard Road, Basah Road, Raffles Hotel. This side is blocked. Beach Road, Crawford Street. Like this. Like this. And the holy grail of all diversions, the one that nobody managed to record because you had to do this before 10:30 a.m. or like 10 a.m. to play safe. Up Sims Sims Avenue, up Sims Way, up PIE. So I would say Service 30 and 518, these two diversions are incredibly rare. I managed to get this on. I didn't manage to get this on, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, guys. I couldn't clear all of them alone. Because that day itself, I even tried to do Service 11, but the diversion already ended. I did 107, the diversion already ended. So, unfortunately, I failed to get this one. Maybe if I was a little smarter, maybe if I actually planned ahead a little bit better, I would have been able to get the 518 one. But I was like, yo, Service 30, this one is like quite hard to get. So, what I should have done is basically I should have given up on 11 and 107 completely because I didn't even know the diversions would end so early. I should have went to Mountbatten. I should have taken Circle Line to Macpherson, and then I should have taken Downtown Line to Bedok North, get 518, and basically let 518 do its thing again. But again, I had to do everything before 10:30 a.m. So I needed to make it for the first bus of Service 30, and not only that, I needed to get to the end. Okay, how do I say it? So basically, what I had to do is I boarded 30 at Telok Blangah, right? Telok Blangah Road, which is Harbourfront. Service 30, this thing would end at Old Airport. Okay, Old Airport, which is Dakota MRT. From Dakota MRT, I needed to take Circle Line. Again, this is the fastest way to reach 518. And I needed to take Downtown Line and to Bedok North. Then I would have needed to take 518 like this, go one round, and then film the diversion like this. I had to do this before 10 a.m., which is like really hard. I mean, alternatively, I could have taken Circle Line to like Dhoby Ghaut instead. Actually, why did I even say this? I could have taken Circle Line from what the fuck you call it? From Dakota to Dhoby Ghaut, and I could have nabbed 518 up the diversion route before 10:30 a.m. But I'm just gonna put there 10 a.m. The issue with 518 is that the reason why Bedok North, right, a single decker. If I wanted the front seat, I would have needed to catch it from Bedok North. If it's a double decker and then the front seats, the window seats aren't taken, because I need the window seat to record. And if I don't get the seat, either I stand up and record, or I go to the upper deck, I just squat down in the middle to record. I don't recommend doing this, but in extreme cases, like if this thing happens only a year and only happens from the first bus of 518 up till quote unquote 10 a.m., if it was that rare, then okay, I'm sorry guys for inconveniencing you. I have to record the 518 diversion at all costs. Because on that day itself, I didn't even know if 518 was going to spawn a DD or spawn an SD. And that basically affects whether I would even be able to film the diversion or not. So again, it was really, really tough. In compensation, I'm still happy that I managed to get service 30's diversion, and then I think a few months ago when that pipe burst, I managed to get 48 to divert via East Coast Park Service route and ECP rochor like this. I managed to get some rare stuff, which is good. When I mean rare, I mean these things really don't happen any other time. So yeah, I'm glad like nobody was injured for the and the lady the person who fell down the sinkhole is actually fine. I mean had actually recovered and stuff like that. Because you know, if diversions due if a bus gets diverted due to these unfortunate circumstances, I'm still gonna record the route, but I just feel a little bit bad that like oh, this is something that the diversion is like quite rare, right? But it's quite tragic, especially if people got injured. It's like it doesn't feel right, but since the bus is diverted, right, you might as well just film it and be respectful in the description or comments or stuff like that. What am I talking about? Even though I didn't get 518, I still managed to get like service 30. That I'm happy. So the 518 diversion recap: Orchard Road, Bras Basah Road, Raffles Hotel, Beach Road, Crawford Street. I know it's not to scale. Crawford Street, Kallang Road, Sims Avenue, Sims Way, and PIE. The unique sector is basically because 36 also diverted like this. The unique sector is basically Sims Way Avenue, Sims Way, and PIE. Because usually 518 is underground. So by doing this, I mean, since I already recorded service 30 to Mountbatten, right? I am actually doing 36 and 518 at the same time before 10:30 a.m. So before I eventually leave Singapore, this is my basically final wish. I need a friend to be able to drive me from Raffles Hotel up Beach Road, Crawford Street, Kallang Road, Sims Avenue, Sims Way, PIE. I need them to drive me, and then I will film the front. So unfortunately, I'm really sorry. I couldn't do everything alone. How would you what am I saying? Sorry. I tried my best. I couldn't do it, but to make up for it, I know it's not the best, but I will try my best to get a friend to help me recreate the 518 diversion last year. And that is my promise before I leave Singapore for good and go back home to Japan.